Let's move on to the next question. And I guess let's talk again about people wanting to be part of the event industry, right? And I think a lot of people have the opinion that they can't do it and they can't be part of the events industry at all, just because they are from a particular background, right? And let's look at two different types of backgrounds here, or two different categories. The first thing is introverts. So, what do you have to say to introverts who feel that just because they are an introvert, they'll never belong to this industry?
Okay, so introverts who are watching this, please know that I myself am an introvert and I am doing a pretty good job in the events industry. So you have nothing to worry about. It's fine if you're not someone who is very open to the idea of talking to people and communicating with people all the time. But when it matters, you have to step up. And I think that is a skill that you will need to have, or that is something that you will learn also. So it's not a problem for introverts.
Okay, let me ask you like a quick uh, question here, and there may or may not be like a right answer to this, but what is one strength and one weakness of being an introvert that has actually, so the strength obviously would have helped you, just the fact that you're an introvert. And why do I over explain questions? I mean, no sense. Okay. So I could have a quick follow-up question to this. So, considering that you're an introvert yourself, so what is one strength about being an introvert that you found super useful for event management, and what is one weakness that you felt sometimes maybe held you back?
I think one strength when it comes to being an introvert is knowing when to speak and knowing when not to speak or give your inputs. I think that is something that has played a huge role because it's not always that you have the right context to add value to a conversation, right? And sometimes this is better off if you listen in, understand what people are trying to say because they have probably had more experience, they have more context than you. So I think that is one strength of being an introvert. One weakness, I guess, is you are not a part of a lot of conversations that take place, irrespective of whether or not it's pertaining to your specific job role. And sometimes it's fun to be a part of these conversations. So,
Okay, no, that makes sense. Next thing is, what would be your suggestion to someone who is bad at spoken English?
it depends on what role they're playing. If it is a client-facing role, then I would first help them understand that it is an important skill that you have to learn because a lot of clients speak English. At least for me, since I'm based out of Bangalore, and the clients that we have are either companies that are in Bangalore or global companies, everyone speaks English. No one speaks any other regional language. So if it is a purely big corporate client-facing role, it's always great to have good English communication skills. But if your role is more of a back-end role, which is say production, you have great opportunity to succeed and excel in your role even because you will have to interact with a lot of vendors to successfully execute your event, right? So in fact, at that time, it's much better if your regional language speaking skills are better than English language speaking skills.
Yeah, actually very insightful point. So, yeah.